Hi, everyone. I'm Diana Graber. I'm the founder of Cyber Civics, and I'm very excited to share with you today Cyber Civics Level 1. This is our first level of a 3-level program of digital literacy lessons for middle school. This level is all about digital citizenship, which is the safe and responsible use of digital tools. All right, when a school, organization, or a family at home register to teach Cyber Civics or subscribe to the program, you get a proprietary link, and that link takes you to this page. This is the landing page for the program. Any teacher or person at that organization can open their own private account, which is really nice because it gives you access to all the materials and keeps track of where you are in the program. So I'm going to show you that right now. Click on this little link. And once you have subscribed, it will take you to this page, which is a list of all of the resources within the program, which I'm going to walk you through. It's really simple to use. We have done so many surveys with our teachers, and they tell us it's 10 to 15 minutes to prep to teach a lesson. The portal makes it super easy for you. So what you see here, number one, is required viewing. That's what you're watching right now. So I'm not going to click on that, but I am going to show you the next thing, which is required reading. This is our getting started guide. Really recommend that you take a look at this and probably even download it to have it to refer to during the year. When you open something in the portal, this is what you see, the document, and then you can just click on this and it downloads it to your computer. You can print it to have it in your hand to read, or you can simply go down here to the right-hand corner, hit the little crosshairs and read it in the portal. So this getting started guide will walk you through what comes with the program, how the portal works, tells you how easy it is to teach, the assets you get with each lesson, and kind of shows you what it's going to look like in the window. Again, very easy to use, but we want you to have all the materials you need to get started. All right, so when you want to go back to the other view, hit the crosshair again. This will take you back to the main page, and I'm going to pull this over just a tad. If you see here in the top left-hand corner, you see these 3 lines and it says lessons underneath. Click on that and it always takes you back to the main menu. The next thing you see on here is our teaching at home guide. This is for those homeschool families who have subscribed to the program. We have a lot of them, so we really appreciate that they're using it at home, and we try to make it a little easier for you by having this teaching at home guide. Basically what it does, it just gives you some ideas on how to adapt each lesson to a homeschool setting. I'm going to open it up so you can take a quick look at it. Again, very short document here, but it kind of goes lesson by lesson to tell you what you can do to adapt it for home use. Okay, so back to our main menu here. The next thing you'll see is our explainer for parents and guardians. A lot of parents and guardians wonder how you're preparing your kids for the digital world. This explainer tells them all about level 1 and what the kids will be learning. It walks them through all the different units and topics that they will be offered during the school year. And then the final thing that you'll find in our introductory materials is the syllabus. A lot of teachers like to have this at the beginning of the year so they can plan. I'm going to walk you through it right now just so you can get a sense of what is in level 1. The level is built into 5 different units. Every unit has between 3 and maybe 5 or 6 lessons. The lessons are designed to be taught within a 50-minute class period. That's 50. But I'll tell you, some lessons will be quicker. Some lessons will take you longer. I have taught level 1 so many years now, and every group of kids is different. Some lessons really resonate with them. Others spin through it real fast. So adapt it to your own classroom and your own kids. You know them better than I do. So you will find the ones that really speak to the things that they need to work on. So the first unit is about becoming a detective. It takes a look at technology yesterday and today to kind of set the stage for the lessons they are going to learn. The next one, really important, citizenship. What does it mean to be a citizen in the world today? We're citizens not only of our, local environments or our state or our countries, but we're citizens of these huge, communities online with people we may never meet in real life. So that takes some skills. That moves them into unit 3, which is your digital reputation. As you know, everything we post online says a lot about us, and we want the kids to be really thoughtful about that. So we've got 3 lessons in that unit. Ethical thinking comes at a really good time. It's kind of the middle of this level. So we want them to start using their ethical thinking skills to different scenarios that might happen online. So they do a lot of gameplay and discussion. We've actually expanded this unit to break out a couple lessons that we think are really important. One on email etiquette, because we find that kids aren't really taught how to write a proper email, and it really matters. And then really important, texting and video conferencing etiquette. We learned during the pandemic using Zoom that kids weren't really given, guidelines how to be an appropriate person when you're doing visual communication. And all of that relates to the previous unit, which is your digital reputation. So those are two things that we think are really important for kids to learn. The next unit is cyberbullying and digital drama. This is probably our biggest unit. We've got, I think it's 6 lessons in that one, because we really want kids to understand what they can do if they see someone being bullied online or off, and also what they can do if they are ever the target of online cruelty. And then finally, we end the year with a unit on identity and privacy. We want kids to, be excited to share who they are online, but also to be aware of the things that they need to keep private and probably not, announce to the world. So that's our final unit. And then we finish up with a review of the entire year. So super fun to teach. I'm going to kind of show you now how the lessons are set up in the portal. But before I do, the next thing you'll see are our student pre and post assessments. These are entirely optional. A lot of teachers like to give these to the kids at the beginning of the year and again at the end of the year to assess what they've learned. We've made these forms fillable forms. So if you want to upload them to some sort of online, you can see the kids can fill it in, some sort of online system that you use, the kids can actually take this online or do it the old fashioned way, print them out. And there's an assessment key for you. All right, so as I mentioned, the whole level 1 is broken down into units. There, within each unit, you'll see there's a teacher guide, home activities, and then the lessons. So I'm actually going to walk you through a unit. I think I'm going to pick digital reputation because that seems to be a really important unit that kids really like the lessons too. So you'll see here, the very first thing is the teacher guide. I'm going to open that up for you. Every unit begins with a teacher guide, and it's really short. I promise you, it's never more than 2 pages, but it basically tells you what the unit's about, just so you have a little background information. Any prep that's necessary will be in here. We have a lot of resources for you over on our CyberWise website, which is our site for parents and teachers. There's a link to that. If there's examples, we share that with you. And then we have all kinds of educator resources for you on the back if you really want to jump in and learn more about this topic. Okay, so the next thing you'll see in every unit is my favorite thing. It's the home activities. So, we can teach till we're blue in the face in the classroom, but as we all know, digital activity doesn't stop at the end of the school day. Kids are online. If you believe the research, they're online a lot. And a lot of that happens at home, after school, in the evening. So it's really important for parents to be aware of what kids are learning and for them to support their learning at home. So that's what these little guides do. I'm going to open it up for you. We've made one for every single unit. So we hope that you print these out or email them to your families. It tells the parents what the unit's about, but here's what we do. So every lesson has a corresponding activity that families can do together at home. So you can just, type in the day that you teach the lesson. Let's see, this is your date, whatever. Type it in. It gives the family something they can do together at home. And then what we've done this year is we've added 60 new, that's 60 new student videos into the program. We have actually made them accessible for families to watch at home. So there is a link here. Every time there's a video in the curriculum, there's a link to the very short student video that I'm going to show you in a minute that the parents and child can watch together, which is really nice because they learn what the kid learns and they can talk about it together at home. So that's a new addition this year. And then also there's a ton of parent garden resources that we add on to the parent letter. All right, then I'm going to show you the actual lessons. You'll see in this unit, there are 3 lessons: your digital background check, to share or not to share, and your digital billboard. I'm going to show you digital background check just so you can see how it's set up in the system. So every lesson is set up just like this. You'll see the lesson plan here on the screen. On the right, you'll see Google Slides for the lesson. If there's a video in the lesson that you want the families to watch, or you want to watch it offline without using the system, there's a link to YouTube where it's embedded. And then there's the lesson plan that you download. That's this right here. So I'm going to show you, you can just click on that, download it to your computer, and there, voila, you have your lesson plan. And then if there's a student packet, that's here too. I'm going to show you that last, because what makes this really easy to teach, actually, I'll show you the lesson plan first. So here's the lesson plan for this lesson. It gives you kind of just a little paragraph about what the lesson is going to be about. And then you've got all your standards here. We've aligned every lesson with the Common Core English Language Arts standards. For this level, we've aligned them with 5th and 6th grade. They're all aligned to the ISTE tech standards for students. And also every lesson is a social emotional lesson. They all align to the CASEL social emotional literacies, the competencies. So they're learning a lot of SEL skills through these lessons as well. You've got your learning objectives here, and then we introduce the lesson. This is basically your script on how to talk the kids through the lesson. Some schools opt not to use the slides, and that's fine. You can definitely teach these just talking to the kids using the script as your guide. For this particular lesson, well, I'm going to show you, I'll show you the slides because it actually describes what the lesson is all about. So again, this is your screen. What you see here are Google Slides for this lesson. So click on that and it will take you to these slides here. Now, the thing about the slides, they make the lesson so easy to teach. Honestly, walk the kids through these. It basically teaches the lesson. The way I do it when I teach it in the classroom is I actually, even though I've practically written all these lessons, I print the lesson guide. I have it in my hand to refer to as I walk the kids through the slides. Makes it super easy, keeps me on track. So that's what I would recommend. But I'm just going to show you the slides here. Let me pull this over so I can play the slideshow for you. Okay, so there's the opening slide. A reputation is the judged opinion that people in general hold towards something or someone. Have you ever heard this phrase, your reputation precedes you? So it's pretty typical that our lessons start with a discussion question because we want to engage the kids. We want to hear what they're dealing with in the digital world. We want to hear their ideas, where they are, so you can kind of assess them as you move forward through the lesson. Okay, so now we're getting back on task. A digital reputation is a collection of everything you do online, what you post, what others post about you, and more. And then we have one of our little student videos, which I'll play for you. It's very short.
Have you ever heard this saying before? Your reputation precedes you. What is a reputation anyway? It is the judged opinion that people in general hold towards something or someone. So, if your reputation precedes you, that means that people will have probably heard things about you before they've even actually ever met you. These things could be positive or negative, or even true or false. And the place where people will have probably learned things about you before they've met you face to face is here. All of the information about you that lives online forms your digital reputation. Pretty much everything you do online, like posting a video or photo, commenting on a post, sharing a meme, are components that combine to create your digital reputation. This doesn't only include what you post about yourself. Your digital reputation includes what others post about you too. And this information can be searched for by anyone and everyone. Everything you do online remains there to potentially be seen by large and visible audiences of strangers, even people you may never meet in real life. Since your reputation almost always precedes you, you may want to think twice about what you'd like that reputation to be.
All right, so that's pretty typical of one of our very short student videos. And then it goes back to the slides. When information is posted online, good or bad, it can be searched, copied, and shared, seen by a large and visible audience, and it never goes away. All right, so we tell them the kids a story. This is actually in your little lesson plan. Some students lost their opportunity to attend Harvard because of an inappropriate online post that impacted their digital reputation. So we talk about that a little bit, that how hard it is to get into this esteemed university and how sad it was that a bunch of kids they posted things that were inappropriate online. Everyone saw it, they shared it, and that lost them their opportunity to attend Harvard. So that actually works into the activity that's about to come. We want kids to understand how that happens. So we tell them that college admissions officers are people who review college applications to decide who to admit. They sometimes consider a student's digital reputation. So every lesson in cyber civics has an activity. They're hands-on, the kids do it together. Kind of the objective here is we want kids to talk to each other about the online world and kind of discover these things offline before they make mistakes online. So that's what every activity tries to do. I'll show you an example. For this activity, the kids have to pretend that they're a college admissions officer. Their job is to decide which of two final candidates will be the lucky recipient of a full athletic scholarship to your college. You'll make your decision based on each applicant's digital reputation. Consider their honesty, maturity, and moral character. Now, those three things at the end, that's exactly what Harvard considers when they decide who to let into their university. So it's very applicable to real life. So for this lesson, we've actually created two fictional characters here. This is our first applicant. He writes them a letter about what a great kid he is. And then they take a look at his digital reputation to see if it matches everything he said about himself in the letter. So, Instagram posts. I'm not going to show you every single one, but they're pretty cool. And then we have a second applicant, Sarah Adams. I think I missed her here. There she is. Same thing. She talks about herself and all the wonderful things she's accomplished and done. And then we take a look to see if what she says online about herself matches what her letter says. So this is really fun, and I enjoy doing it because the kids will find things that I don't even find. And this is an example of one of those lessons that may take more than one class period. I know when I did it this year, I actually print out those things I just showed you. It's in the student packet in your portal. You can do the same if you like. And the kids would take it home and they'd circle things and they'd go, Mrs. Graber, I found this. What do you think about this? So they were very, very invested on which student they would choose to give the scholarship to. So this is their analysis worksheet that they get. Again, you can print this out or you can put it on a portal if you use something online for the kids to do the work online. But basically, they have to decide what inconsistencies they see between each candidate and their digital reputation. Which candidate would you like to award the scholarship to based on that criteria, their honesty, maturity, and moral character, and explain why. And I will tell you, almost every time I've done this lesson, the students come back and they say, I don't want to hire anybody, or I'm not going to give either of them the scholarship. And then there's some other follow-up things that we want them to really consider that they may have missed in the digital reputation. So one of my favorite lessons to teach. I think you'll enjoy it as well. So, all right, I'm going to go back here to the portal. What you're seeing here are the slides. So we're just going to go back to where we were. Okay, so you've seen everything that's within one lesson. Again, you get the slides I just showed you. If there's a video embedded in the slides, you get the link to where it can be found on YouTube. These are mostly unlisted, so it's only for people who subscribe to the program. Digital background check, lesson plan, and then the student packet. That student packet, again, you can download it or email it to the student or put it online. It's got all of the digital background check materials that I just showed you, plus that form, the worksheet. So back to our main menu here. That's how every lesson is set up. You'll see here within level 1, there's 25 lessons. I just showed you Unit 3, Digital Reputation, Unit 4, Ethical Thinking, Unit 5, Cyberbullying and Digital Drama, and finally Unit 6, Identity and Privacy. And then we've got our final project, which is a review of the entire year. So again, Cyber Civics is so easy to teach. It really doesn't take much you don't really have to know much about the digital world. You just have to rely on your wisdom to guide students through this complex world that they're dealing with and help them have these discussions in the classroom, talk to their peers, decide on the norms that they would like to see in their digital world. And it gets them off on a really great foot. I love level 1. I think it's essential to do that first before you move them into information literacy and then finally media literacy. So If you ever have any questions about the program, please remember that as a subscriber, we offer free tutorials at any time. What I just did here, we will do with you one-on-one if you have any questions or concerns. Those of us who work at Cyber Civics, we have taught the curriculum in the classroom. So we've probably, over the years, probably had questions or roadblocks that you're going to maybe meet this year. So we'd be happy to discuss them with you. You can always contact us at support@cybercivics.com. All of this information is in this portal and also on our website, www.cybercivics.com. So again, thank you so much for teaching cyber civics. We think it's so important to equip kids with these skills, and we hope you have as much fun teaching it as we do. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.